share what I have learned from there and how I'm solving those. And that's my very. So I have segmented my presentation in three sectors. First, I want to share the chaoses that we everyday face, then the solutions, and then how we can optimize the collaboration. So let's start with the red flags chaoses. Is there any designer or anyone who wants to be designer here? Can I see the hands? Is there any designer? Okay, I'm in good hand. Oh no, there's one. And is there any marketers or who want to be a marketer? Okay. Hopefully you will find some interesting insight. So first, in my first slide, I really put some lines that in my working experience I face or listen regularly. Like the design is almost done, we just need our input, or we didn't even look because it was urgent, or if they don't reply, they're fine with it. These are the type lines we hear regularly while working with teams. So, to why I choose this topic to talk, to emphasize on these are the top 4 stories that I want to share here today. If any of you have already working experience or working in company, then maybe you have faced some similar stories like that. You have to publish a campaign in a certain date, but designer or other team have provided the draft at the end time of that day, and when you give them feedback, they say your senior has approved it. You don't need to worry about just publish it. And there are times when you want to make adjustments in your output, the design output, and they say, we know design better, don't work here. And also there are situations when designers create sections, web pages, and developers flag the red flags. No, we can't develop them. So you have to again contact with the designer and update that and continue the repetition. And the output, the project is publishing is delayed. So, to make this presentation, I want to not just talk about my problems, my sorrows. I want to talk with 50 different marketers to listen to their problems. So, I found that 100% voted that the challenge they face to designer is design takes too long. So, hi designer, do it fast. And other points are like design doesn't match the popular message, difficulty in getting revisions on time, misunderstanding the campaign concept. These are the most common complaints actually or hassles we marketers face while working with design teams. Then, but there should be a hope. We all are human. There is a hope of this. So when I ask how much delay you get in your work due to design and bottleneck, and 50% is sometimes, which is actually promising. That means we all are ready to add up and work together. 40% say often, and that's and rarely say 10%. So 10% is working so smoothly in their organization. I also asked the same question to the designers. What point of friction do you face while you communicate or collaborate with marketers? The most voted one tools are vague briefs or requirements, last minute requests. Also, marketers, we do that. So, I listed down the process or strategies for action plans I usually follow while I work with cross-team collaboration. Before that, here is another graph I have to show. If when I asked both marketers and designers, mark your experience in 0 to 5 scale. Designers mark, most of them mark 3, and designers mark their competition in most to 4. So that's actually average. We are all not doing so many chaoses. First strategy or first thing I face that every team should do because collaboration is key and optimal communication tool. For a whole team communication, you can use email, Slack, or Trello. And inside team communication, like developers can go for Jira, GitHub. But when you use cross-team collaboration, you should pick a tool that meets your both ends need. Just like winner for my team was Google Sheet. Is the most basic, easiest tool to share between two teams where we can share updates, we can manage work progress there efficiently, and designers can access it. Our marketers can access it. We didn't have to rely on other tools that is only based on solo teams. So the next thing I will emphasize is create a design lifestyle. Well, a design lifestyle is a place documented documentation where how your website or website blog banners should look, what icons should be, what the color should, what are the sizes, all should be listed. When you manage in-depth, detailed design style guide, then the collaboration will be more smoother. Just like if you want your designer to update in a section, we don't need to go through a long feedback circles. Because already these people you already know these are the main styles, so they can follow them. Next thing is you designers should provide only not all things to marketers. Designers should also give input to make the collaboration smoother. Marketers should designers should provide ready-used design templates to marketers, just like we did in WordPress Pokhara. If we didn't provide the design template, then what would be the procedure? I, as a speaker, I have to give my image to the team, organizing team, they will edit it, add the logo and others, then it went to me, then I will publish it. It's actually a long process. We cut it short by just providing the ready templates. For your organization work, we should do it too. Like for your branding purposes or company is sponsoring any workshops or any events, this basic template is really essential. Then, apart from getting tools, you should be well documented in the service or product you are building, service you are providing or product you are building. Then, when a designer assigned to a new task, you don't have to give him total description of the full product from scratch. They can read that internal knowledge with and acknowledge about what are now developing, what are the changes. And the thing I want to emphasize is start with a briefing. Every project or campaign, I would suggest it should be start with a briefing. I also don't like meetings. Most of us, actually, who are already working in sector, we hate meetings. But meeting is actually important at the starting of your work. That will fasten your process. That in the meeting, the designers can say what are the limitations, or developers can check what are the limitations, and then you can plan a great collaboration through a starting briefing. And designers, rather than going for every tiny changes like change my background, update my JPG size, or convert JPG to PNG. These kind of requests, there are also tons of free tools. You will find you can learn, you can make yourself educated with them and stop going for small resources to designers. Like here, I have listed down some tools. The tool I use mostly for banners, creative work is Canva, and others are also the main I have mentioned them are mostly free. You can check them out and learn how they work, so your dependency for keywords can reduce with designer. So it is the most interesting one for me. One of my closest designer friend once told me, I wish marketers knew how design choices are made. It's not just about looking good; it's about making intuitive functional for users. Like why does he or she mention it so frustratingly? Because uh, back to back, for projects or campaigns, we are creating POC, person of conduct from marketing team or other teams. You know, every team has input, and in sectors there are anyone their specific team can shine. Like when you are doing a marketing sales campaign, you can put a marketer in charge of that project, and when you are doing a creative campaign or a branding campaign, you should put one of the designers in charge, rotating the POC roles to streamline your workflow efficiently. And the next point I want to share and emphasize is scale your design support. I am not expert in sharing while you should run your company, but whenever you have bandwidth, you should go for another extra designer. Suppose already you have already designer for UX UI, but for banners, creative work like email banners or social shares, we should at least get one creative designer. And I earlier said about my survey where I found that the scale, happiness scale I shared, the mark your collaboration smoothness on a scale of 0 to 5. The team, they have no designer for one designer rank the most poor communication they have with the designers. And the team, they are happy, they don't need that much change in their team. Just designer understand their concept and that's all. So it would be better for your team if you can scale your design support. So these are the strategy or action plans you can take. Apart from this, there will be frustration, back-to-back communication with other teams, and there will be collision, chaoses, and all when you make a campaign or project live. So what will you do then? Suppose you have already had enough heated conversation with designer or marketer, how to end your communication smoothly. For that, I follow some rules. First rule is hamburger theory. Hopefully you already know it. It's the process of giving review. Like hamburger has three parts: bun, patty, bun. The bun will be, first one will be you're showing gratefulness. Like thank you for your design. Thanks, you would create some draft for it. The patty will be main part, while you will share the main constructive feedbacks like the logo or the message or the elements are not aligning with our brand or our campaign, modifying blah blah blah. And the next part will be the hopeful message like I know you can do it. It will only take 5 minutes or 10 minutes to you do it. If you can make changes, you will see the design looks outstanding. So here's my hamburger theory. I actually learned it from a Facebook reel, but it's helpful. The second one is emphasis ethos versus logos in your every type of communication. The thing is, we marketers, our main goal is actually pursuit. It can be with your clients, with our designers, with any team we are working with. So if you can communicate with the stakeholder in front of you with logic, with emotion, and with credibility, then we will listen your talk and make the updates or change you needed. So it's I actually tried that when the designer got too rigid and or other team get too busy to make changes, I follow these three steps because one of those will make him understand or her understand. This is important. And the last one I want to say is food crops. Rather than following all those practical, theoretical steps, still we get translations while working and pollution, etc. But food is the one thing that can make everything go smoother, better, and remove all the grudges we have while working in a project or campaign. In Wordpress community, whenever you do a great work or contribute, they give you props. So I call it in my organization with food props. Every meeting or after every meeting or every project live, we arrange a food party. It can be pizza, it can be chicken fried, or it can be thali, whatever you want. So that's all for me. Hopefully, I was able to reflect my working journey uh, perfectly to you all. And if you have more suggestions to make the communication and collaboration better, you can ask me today or in after party or any podcast. And thank you everyone. Uh, Luckily, I managed to finish my presentation in good time. So I have some time to take questions. Do you, anyone, want to ask anything or suggest me for smoother collaboration? Yeah, anyone want to know anything about office work process?
If you have anything, you can raise your hand and ask the question.
Well, you can ask me how is my Nepal trip also.